Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. On today's show, is LeBron James the best player on the planet? Plus, Rob Ryan explains why he sees Lamar Jackson eventually taking Joe Flacco's job. And should the Colts be worried about Andrew Luck? Skip Shannon, let's go. Breaking news. LeBron James is still the best player on the planet, at least according to the video game experts. NBA Live 19 gave LeBron a 97 rating, which was the highest of any player. Kevin Durant got a 95 rating. James Harden, Steph Curry, and Anthony Davis all got 94. Shannon, is this accurate?
Of course it is, but 97 is far too low. This man is as close to perfection as you can possibly get. So the only grade that would be in order. Hold on now, I didn't ask you, Skip. It is not your turn. I'm reclaiming my time. Let me know when you're done.
It's Shannon's turn.
Well,
can I go now?
That was predictable.
Can I go now?
Well,
okay.
I asked Shannon.
So with that being said, 97 is far too low. This man is as close to perfection as you can get. The only grade that would be in order for LeBron James would be a 99. But that's not what I'm here to debate. Yes, they got
What's
it.
perfection?
A 100. 100.
I don't know.
He's close. He should have been 99. Because, there's only one man that's ever walked this earth that was perfect, and he's not him.
Jordan?
He close.
Oh.
He close. Stop it, Skip Bayless. The man that fed 5,000.
Yeah.
But anyway, we ain't talking about that, Skip. Leave me alone and let me make my argument. You're trying to get me off my point, but it's not going to work, Skip Bayless. It's not going to work.
At his height, Michael Jordan would have been 100 in this game? Seriously, is that what he would have been?
No.
I don't know.
No.
Okay.
He's the best player in the NBA. He does everything really well. He's very efficient at scoring the basketball. He facilitates for others. He can rebound the basketball. And because he's so great offensively, any slippage that you've seen over the last 2 or 3 years defensively is more than compensated for on the offensive end. He can play defense, but he realizes it is better for him to conserve energy and be that lethal weapon offensively. It's kind of like Andrew Luck. We're telling him and all these other quarterbacks, hey, don't ram your head through. Don't be taking all these unnecessary blows. Know when the journey's over, get down. So LeBron James says, you know what? I can't sit in the chair for 40 minutes like I once could as a 26, 27-year-old.
Really?
Yeah, I can't.
So Shannon Sharpe is admitting slippage. That was the operative word, slippage on defense.
Be that as it may.
Yeah.
Tom Brady doesn't scramble like Aaron Rodgers, but he
doesn't
got the
need
high. Exactly. That's my point. I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you.
Wait, Tom Brady doesn't play defense. He can't. They don't let him play defense. But you don't go both ways.
So, but when they factor in the grades and they gave Tom Brady the highest grade, scrambling is a part of what the quarterback does. Aaron Rodgers, Cam Newton, there are other quarterbacks that do it better, but Tom Brady got a better overall grade because the gaming system is saying Tom Brady's a better overall quarterback. LeBron James got a better overall grade because the gaming is saying he's a better overall player. That is fact.
I know, but you don't factor in defense into quarterback play, right?
I'm saying they factor scrambling in, his ability to
Nobody factors scrambling in unless it's your forte. It's not his forte. He doesn't need to scramble because he's the best pocket passer.
So quarterbacks don't scramble.
No, you don't need to.
He did.
Nobody gets rid of it quicker than Tom Brady does.
Aaron Rodgers. But that's Skip. We're talking about LeBron. You're trying to distract me. The game, NBA 2K. They got it correct.
Wait, is it NBA 2K or Live 19?
Live 19, whatever the case may be.
Was 2K, yeah.
It's an NBA game, a video game, and they have it correct because LeBron James is the best player, and the best player should be rewarded with the highest grade. So like when I was in class, I was the smartest kid in class. I got the highest grade. It was only fair. It was only correct, Skip. You would know nothing.
Grade?
You would know nothing about being the smartest student in the class.
Oh, I wouldn't?
You would not.
Do you really want me to start on that?
No, I don't want you to start on nothing. I want you to start on your debate so I can bust it up.
Okay. So, silly me, I thought NBA Live 19 was supposed to be a very realistic game.
It is.
And I was dead wrong about that because I thought it was going to be, or supposed to be, a very accurate simulation of actual NBA games, dare I say. And that just cannot be the case because how can a player have the highest rating when he doesn't just have slippage on defense, he's now a defensive liability.
Oh, stop it.
Liability.
You're exaggerating.
So LeBron James finished the regular season ranked in individual defensive win shares 308th in the NBA. That qualifies as liability. But you're telling me he's so great on offense,
So.
entering his 16th NBA season, so great on offense that offsets the liability that he has become on defense? I just can't see that. I'm sorry. That doesn't compute for me.
You saw it in Game 3 in the NBA, in the Eastern Conference Finals, when he got help from JR, when he got help from other guys, and he had to play defense. You see the block shots. You saw the triple dub, Skip. You know what he's capable of when he doesn't have to do it all. But when you're scoring 40 points, when you're grabbing 15 rebounds, when you have 12 assists, tell me the guy that was playing defense and doing that, Skip Bayless. Stop it.
Michael Jeffrey
No, he was
Jordan.
not. No, he was not.
Wait a second. You brought it up. You opened the door. I'm running through that door.
Go ahead.
At age 34, 1 year older than LeBron was last regular season.
Yes.
Michael Jordan won the NBA MVP while finishing first team all defense.
Yes.
He also won the scoring title. So he won the scoring title and the MVP.
How many points did he average a game?
Wait a second. And he was first team all defense?
Yeah.
So he was sitting in the chair night after night.
No,
Yes.
but guess what he wasn't doing? Rebounding and assisting the
Oh,
ball like LeBron is. Because you know why he
wasn't
was
much behind LeBron.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
No.
Because he was like fourth on his own team in
Go,
assists.
go look at their
and
playoff
rebounding.
averages, rebounds and assists. Go look at them. Michael's one rebound shy average and one assist shy average
2.
of LeBron.
But here's the thing, Skip. But when you average that over games, and then you take that into equation. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, Skip, you only make $1 a day more than me. But we work 10 years and we work every day. At the end of that 10 years, that dollar adds up to a lot, doesn't it? So if you say he only
Well, it
averages.
depends if you squander it the way you do
It-
on whatever big TVs.
Whoa, what's up? Hey, Skip, I keep telling you. I
got a new TV.
I tell my kids.
But I saved up for mine.
I saved up for mine.
I didn't have to go into hock for mine.
Well, here's the thing. My kids, I tell my kids, my money and my last breath gonna run it at the same time.
Uh-oh.
So y'all sitting
One of
around
those
waiting on
deals?
old dad to kick over.
You tell them that?
Yeah.
That's cold-blooded,
Yeah.
man.
Don't be sitting around waiting on me to
Seriously?
kick over and get my key.
Really?
I made this. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna leave a little something, Skip. But anyway, as I was saying,
Little something.
a little something. But here's the thing, though, Skip. You keep trying to nitpick LeBron to talk about
Nitpick?
Yes.
308th? So let me nitpick on another player. This guy, he plays at Golden State. His name's, I don't
KD.
know, Durant? Durant, is that his name?
Yeah.
Kevin Durant?
Second best player in the
So
NBA.
is LeBron James that much better on offense than Kevin Durant is? Because I'm going to remind you, Kevin Durant is simply the deadliest mid-range jump shooter this league has ever seen. And do you remember what Andre Iguodala recently said about one Kevin Durant? I realize it's his teammate, but Andre went deep on this and called him the most talented scorer of all time,
Which was false.
walking 30 points, but he'll get 30 on 12 shots. And as Andre said, that's very, very hard to do. So he compared go-to moves, unstoppable moves. Obviously, Kareem had a skyhook. Michael Jordan had his
Unstoppable.
fadeaway, unstoppable, especially in the last 4 or 5 years of his Chicago career. But that Kevin Durant's got one unstoppable move. It's the hezzy pull-up from, as he said, 50 feet or 30 feet or whatever he wants to hezzy pull up from.
Yeah.
And he pulled one right up in LeBron's grill in Game 3 2 years ago in Cleveland, right?
You like
it was
that, don't you?
game over, game over. So this is the guy with the ultimate weapon in the game right now, and you're telling me that LeBron is that much better on offense? Really?
See, here's the thing. Like you said, he has that one move that's unstoppable. But LeBron, if he's an MMA fighter, he can strike you, he can take you down, he can submit you, he can do a whole lot of things. So LeBron doesn't have a one move.
No.
Can he step back? Yes. Can he freight train you to the basket? Absolutely. Can he post you up? Sure he could. But he does all that. And then guess what he'll do, Skip Bayless? Go on and give you 12 rebounds a night, give you 13 assists a night. Can Kevin Durant do that?
Yeah, he can on any
No,
given night that he
on a
needs to.
given night.
Yeah.
But LeBron giving you that on a nightly basis, Skip Bayless.
So Kevin Durant was 7th in this league last year in blocks. That's hard
He's
to do.
7 foot tall.
Oh, really? But he plays like two guard for them. And Kevin Durant is a career 38% three-point shooter as a 7-footer. That's pretty great.
You do realize that size, just because you're like 7 foot doesn't mean that you can't play a different position.
And at 7 feet tall, Kevin Durant makes almost 90% of his free throws. That's hard to do because
very good.
LeBron's only 6'9". He makes 74%.
Skip,
74%?
we're not debating
So
who's
how
a
can
better
NBA
shooter.
Live 19 say, we'll take a 74% career free throw shooter and we'll give him a, 97?
97.
Yeah. Well, how can you do that?
Easy.
Don't free throws count?
Yeah, they do.
Do you realize over time how many free throws LeBron has left on the table?
He left
a whole bunch
how many
of them.
he has.
Yeah.
But guess, even though he's left all those points on the table,
Yep.
guess what? He's not a good free throw shooter. He's not a good three-point shooter. He don't pull up. But somehow he's managed to average more points per game than Kevin Durant. How is that possible?
I don't know. Kevin just wins. He just, when it's time to be
Whoa!
Kevin, when it's time to be finals MVP, he's the MVP. And then it's time again to be finals MVP, game 3 at Cleveland. He did it again.
Let me get my
Wait,
potion.
when the money was on the table, as opposed to the free throws LeBron's left on the table, Kevin said, it's time for me to rise and shine
Jenny,
and
if you
take
don't
the game over.
You know, Jenny had to get some of my potion. Let me get my memory potion.
Okay, memory potion.
Woo! Whatever in there, Autumn, keep it coming.
Well, Autumn supplies?
Yeah, Autumn got this thing just right.
It's bootleg.
If you don't mind me asking, Skip, where was all this winning in OKC in the NBA Finals?
Well, he had a liability. He was,
so now it's Russell's fault. Mm-hmm. What about James Harden? He had him too?
Well, for a brief moment, but James was their 6th man, so you can't factor that in.
So let me get this right. Kevin Durant was on a team with 2 other MVPs, and they didn't win a title?
Well, they got to 1 finals.
And who talk about?
They had to play Dwayne Wade.
And don't do that, Skip. Why would you do that?
Because that's what they had to play.
Okay, who was the finals MVP?
And they had to
Who
play
was the finals
Mario
MVP?
Chalmers, who scored 25 points in that game 4. And
Can
then
you
they had to
believe
play Mike Miller, who bombed like 7 threes in game 5, the closeout game.
What is this, Super Mario?
Going on a tangent.
I mean, you go to tangent. Yeah,
I think that's what happened in those
Mario
games.
now?
Why do you do that, Skip? Because
Who were the stars of game 4 and 5 in that finals? Mario Chalmers, Mike Miller. Who was the star of game 2 of that finals, the turnaround game 2? Shane Battier. Do you remember that?
Skip.
I'm just giving you the facts.
Before Kevin Durant went to Golden State,
Yep.
he had beaten LeBron James head up 5 times. The record was like 17-5, 18-5.
Now it looks like he owns LeBron psychologically.
Well, hell, he got the greatest shooter and a top 5 shooter all time. He got a 2-time MVP.
Who was the MVP of the finals?
Kevin Durant was.
Thank you.
Who had the better team?
Who took over game 3 and then game 3 again, 2 straight years
Skip,
in the King's
Skip,
house?
Let me ask you a
Kevin
question.
Durant.
If you don't mind me asking, if you were to flip players and put
I already told you
LeBron
what
on
I
Golden State, Steph Curry would have 500 threes, Klay Thompson would have 400 threes, and they would the points per game record would be oblivious.
All I know is if you put Kevin Durant on the Cleveland Cavaliers,
They're not getting out of the East.
and
They're not making it out of the East.
game 1 happened where it went to overtime, Kevin would have circled the troops up and said, we got this. I got this. Just give me the ball and get out of my way, because Kevin is that guy, and he would have taken over as a Cavalier the overtime at Oracle in game 1, and we'd be having a different conversation.
You know what I'm hearing you say? He could take over the Cavaliers like he never could for OKC.
Well, Russell was the guy. They made him the man. Management said it's Russell's team.
Okay, let's just say that. But when they had Golden State down 3-1, not one time. What about Game 6 when Kevin Durant came out there and he missed like his first 13 to 14 shots?
Who pulls the trigger on all the plays? Who dribbles the ball up the floor?
Kevin was dribbling it up, was shooting it. Go back and look at Game 6.
Russell was dribbling the ball
Go
up
look
the floor
up at Game 6.
Yeah.
That ain't none of my business. I don't even know why I brought that up. But I'm tired of y'all blaming Russell Westbrook for Kevin Durant's shortcomings.
Do you want me to start bringing up all of LeBron's meltdowns and flameouts? Yikes.
That's not fair, Skip.
Yeah.
Not today. Not now.
That's not fair to
today.
Russell.
I'm sorry, but NBA Live 19 blinded by the hype.
Russell deserves
Just
better.
playing to the crowd.
He deserves better than
playing
this.
to the crowd.
The
I'm just
future
saying,
is
I'll
video
give that-
games, Skip.
No.
Somehow I don't see that you might be up with those times. But
I'm up
they
with
seem
those.
You ain't up with nothing. You go to bed at 9:30.
I go to bed
Don't
at
we all?
9:30.
Yeah.
I think somebody sitting across from me goes to bed at 7:30.
Oh, and
Yeah,
I go to bed like 8:45. Now, you don't need to be worried about my schedule.
Wait a second. Somebody gets up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Who is that sitting here?
I don't know who that is.
Me.
it's just dumb to work up before this. It doesn't.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
somebody has to prep.
No mercy.
Hey guys, Jenny Taft here. More of the Undisputed podcast is on the way, but first, a quick word from Lightstream. If you're thinking about saving money this summer, why not start by paying less interest on your credit card balances? Refinance with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. It's an easy way to save hundreds to thousands of dollars and lower your interest rate. Lightstream offers credit card consolidation loans from 5.89% APR with autopay. You can get your funds as soon as the day you apply. Lightstream believes that people with good credit deserve a great interest rate and no fees. So say goodbye to high-interest credit cards this summer and start saving with Lightstream. And get this, Undisputed listeners can save even more with an additional interest rate discount on top of Lightstream's already low rates. The only way to get this discount is to go to lightstream.com/undisputed. That's lightstream.com/undisputed. Subject to credit approval. Rate includes 0.50% autopay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com for more information.
No mercy.
The Ravens beat the Colts last night in their third preseason game. Lamar Jackson entered the game in the second quarter and showed some flashes. He threw a touchdown pass and had a couple of nice runs. He finished 7 for 15 through the air for 49 yards. Let's take a listen to Lamar and his coach, John Harbaugh, after the game.
I came out cold. I got to learn that. Just sitting down. When the vet's up, how to stay warm through the process. I didn't do a good job tonight. I started off slow, like I said, and completing a lot of balls I didn't like, but ended up throwing a touchdown. But I don't really know. I just got to perform better. I don't feel like I performed at a high level yet.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Lamar. I mean, he's confident, and he's going to keep competing, and he's always going to believe that he can make the play to turn the game, and he did a great job of doing that. And we just keep working, keep getting better and in all the little areas, and there's no question in my mind that he's got a great future.
Rob Ryan is still with us. So, Rob, do you think that Lamar will ever take Flacco's job?
Eventually, yes, I do. I think Lamar Jackson is he's Randall Cunningham. So if you remember Randall Cunningham's history, he came in, he's going to have certain plays for him, and Randall came in on every third down. Jaworski had trot off. Here comes Cunningham. Probably wasn't the smartest way to do it, but I know my father wanted to get the best athlete on the field, and he had him. And then after that, then he takes over, and it's first down. He's like, wow, it's not third down. Yeah. But with this kid, he's going to have plays, and right now they're not showing any of that. Wait till they start running his plays. It's kind of like Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson got in the game, and all of a sudden, hey, they're running different plays they never showed in the preseason. This kid's got to have a plethora of plays for him to get in the game. Yep. And Baltimore's offense needs it.
Right.
They need it. And this kid, I think he's going to be playing week 1. I know Flacco will be starting, but this kid's going to play week 1, and that means that's trouble for Flacco because this kid's dynamic. This guy's going to make plays. And I think with Baltimore, like they are, Martindale's doing a great job with that defense, and that defense is there, and it's true, and it's going to push them to get to the playoffs. They need another weapon on offense. Well, they got him sitting right there behind Flacco.
Yeah. So could you see Lamar taking over the job this season at some point?
I think absolutely he will. If they're averaging 5.8 a throw like they did the last couple of years, absolutely he'll play. And look, you have 2 coordinators over there in Roman and Morningwig. They got to figure out what are the best plays each week. Let's put our package in. We've done it for defensive players as a defensive coach. We had a first-round pick. Well, I'm going to play him. So I had my calls with this kid in the game.
Right.
They're going to do the same thing with this one. And not every play is going to be for Jackson, obviously. But I think bringing this kid in can only help a stagnant offense, which, who we kidding? They've been that way for years.
They have.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, for me, do I think they drafted him with the hope that he would take over? I just don't know if it's going to be this year, Skip. From what I've seen, I believe he'll be better served being redshirted. Now, if he has to play, he has to play.
Right.
Now, if Joe Flacco stinks up the joint like he stunk it up the last couple of years, Skip, well, they have no choice. But it's hard for me to believe that, from what I've seen from Lamar Jackson, if Joe Flacco is anywhere close to being competent, that Lamar Jackson takes over the starting job. He's just not ready mentally, Skip, to the nuances of playing the quarterback position. Because right now, he's watching the rush, and he's not anticipating the rush, and he's not watching what's going on downfield.
He's always done that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you can get away with that in college,
Sure you
Skip,
can.
but not in the NFL. These
No.
guys are too good. The defensive coordinators are too
tough.
good.
Yep.
They'll take it away, and they'll make you play to your weakness, and nobody that plays to their weakness is going to have success. So eventually, do I believe he can take over the starting job? Absolutely, because they drafted him with the hopes that he would, but I just don't believe it this year unless Joe Flacco, as I hate to say it, and I say it all the time, unless he just steps off a cliff.
Okay. I'm basing everything I'm saying on Joe Flacco and what I have not seen from Joe Flacco over the last, not 1 or 2 years, but 5 years. They have missed the playoffs 4 of the last 5 years. They've missed the playoffs 3 straight years because they made Joe Flacco, coming off their Super Bowl year, the highest paid player in the league. He is scheduled again to make this year $25 million, and you just can't justify it off his regular season performances over the last 5 years. His QBR, the best stat to evaluate a quarterback, has averaged over those 5 years 19th in the league, and he's making $25 million. It's wrong. He's thrown 74 interceptions over the last 5 years. That's second in the entire NFL, only to Eli Manning, who's led the league 3 times in interceptions. It just wrong, and it's the old fool me once, shame on you, but fool me twice, 3, 4, 5 times,
Right.
shame on me.
You participate.
Because you just keep going back to that well, because Joe Flacco looks the part. He's 6 feet 6 inches tall, and we saw his arm on display last night. He can throw rockets, man.
make every
Oh,
throw.
big rockets.
Yep.
He can also throw it to the other team, and he can come all apart in lots of regular season games. I can't argue with that playoff run, especially that one to the Super Bowl, because he won 4 games with 11 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. I don't know how he did that, but it didn't help you over the next 5 years because you committed way too much money to a guy who's below average. As a regular season performer, he's below average. They don't have weapons on offense. I'm not the biggest Crabtree fan. Alex Collins at the running back. It's just it's quiet. It's low energy. It's lethargic with Flacco. And I know he's having a great camp because he's had to take it up a level because his kid's a threat to him. But I don't know. This kid to me is just electric. He is electric. He's not an escape artist as far as eluding people in the pocket. But once he gets free, the acceleration from 0 to 60 is like a half a second, and he is full speed. And he can gash a defense, and he's smart enough. He's the opposite of RG3. He knows when to get down. He knows how to protect himself. He did not get banged up in college. I saw him. He didn't take big licks and big shots.
But Skip, if you remember, look at our first Super Bowl in 2000. You play defense, you run the ball with Jamal Lewis, and you kick the special teams game with Jermaine Lewis. You look at how they won it in 2012. Run the ball, Ray Rice, play outstanding defense, Jacoby Jones in the return game. That's how they do it. That's how they're going to do it again. They've really never had.
And Anquan Bolden took it up to some other. He was like in the twilight zone. And Flacco could just throw it in the area code, and he would just go snatch it.
He catch it. He was tremendous.
He made Flacco a lot of money.
Yeah.
He did.
And the young Torrey Smith gave Champ Bayless the business that day in Denver.
He did.
So that's the way they're going to have to play. But I just feel right now that there's a lot that, and we talked about this earlier, Rob. You know, the second team quarterback, he runs the scout team. So he's responsible for getting the defense ready for what they're going to face. So that will be a great test for him because they're going to give you a lot of different looks.
Okay,
and so
but if you're simulating that week's opponent, it's not what Lamar does. You know, like it's not who he is.
He just needs to get proficient at throwing the ball. He's always going to be able to move around the pocket. He just needs to get proficient at dropping back and throwing the ball with anticipation because they're going to preach it. Lamar, when your foot, I don't care if it's picked off. When your back foot hit 5, we need you to let the ball go because that's what Tom Brady's going to do. That's what Aaron Rodgers is going to do.
I got it.
Because you want to simulate that for your defense.
The problem with trying to evaluate Lamar Jackson on the pro level is it's not a pretty delivery. It looks a little funky, a little awkward, but when the ball comes out, it spins. It's pure.
It's like Randall.
And that's true.
I mean,
true.
that's
he
why
threw a pretty
people
ball.
say Mike Vick, but no. Mike Vick was more of a ready quarterback.
Yeah.
Randall was the raw
long
slinger and all that. And and all he did end up doing, didn't he win an MVP later in his career?
Yep.
Look, this guy's got so much upside. He's going to be phenomenal. And I know, look, he's not a pocket passer. He's not going to be great back there. But when you do put him in there, you're going to give the defense a fear of God.
You will.
And I think there's room for this guy. He's
Yep.
got to play several plays a game. He's got to be in this offense. And if it motivates Flacco, great. Because Flacco, we all know, all of a sudden he can turn it on when you least expect it. All of a sudden Flacco turns it up.
Yep.
So, he's going to have to hold off this kid, because if he's not getting it done and that offense is stinking the place up, we're getting 200 yards a game, they're going to put the young kid in whether he's ready or not.
Yep.
The young kid throws with velocity.
He does, and
He
he
can get
runs
there.
with it.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, thank you for joining us.
No mercy.
Adrian Peterson has a new home. Yesterday, he signed with the Redskins for just over $1 million. AP is 33 years old and hasn't rushed for 1,000 yards since 2015. The Redskins were desperate for a running back after rookie Darius Geis tore his ACL. Last year, Peterson ran for just over 500 yards with the Saints and Cardinals. Shannon, are you surprised the Redskins signed AP?
I'm not, because when you go down the list of the backs that the Washington has, they don't have any names, Skip. Rob Kelly, okay. Chris Thompson is more of a third down back. Samaje P. Ryan, he stays Nick. Cabri Bibbs, really? Over Adrian Peterson. So I believe AP can give them a little something. The thing is with AP, Skip, he's not like a Deion Lewis or a James White that you can give 7, 8, 9 carries and throw him a couple of balls here or there, and he's happy. AP is a bell cow for all of his entire career. He's been a bell cow running back. Means he needs 20, 25 carries a game. The problem is that what he showed you last year, Skip, that he's capable of having a big game. His first game against Tampa, he goes for 123. 2-3 games later, he goes for 157. But then there are 4 games he rushes for under 30 yards. As you age and you are a great player, Skip, you can't summons what you once could game in and game out. So he can have a splash game, but you better expect 3 or 4 of those games coming after that to not be very good. He'll give you another one, but then you expect 3 or 4 of those games not to be very good. And so that's where you are. Can he give you enough of those splash games with Rob Kelly, with Chris Thompson, to offset maybe, say, having a Zeke Elliott, a guy that you can count on, that you know he's going to give me 80 to 100 yards. Okay, we can just write that in. Or Le'Veon Bell or David Gurley. Nah, he's not there, Skip. But given what they have at the running back position and what was available, I believe Adrian Peterson was the best option, and he gives them, although not the AP 2013, 2012, but I do believe he provides them something that these other guys that they have on their roster can't give them.
So, to your point, am I surprised? I'm not surprised Washington would say, yeah, we'll give you a shot.
Right.
Like just kind of a long shot for $1 million. That's all for Adrian Peterson. Just surprised he would let it come to this for him. I just didn't want to see his career, his all-time great career, end this way. Because I'm going to remind you, he is now a backup insurance policy on his 4th NFL team, and it's a team that nobody considers.
Though.
What's that?
In 2 years.
Yeah.
So we went from
yeah, that's right.
to New Orleans to.
But this is a team in Washington nobody really considers a serious contender, unless I'm missing something here. And for only $1 million, it's $1.05 million. So a year ago, I was all in on Adrian to New Orleans to Sean Payton, because I thought, okay, Drew Brees had been on our show from the Super Bowl, and he said, we need to get back to balancing up our offense. We need to get back to 50-50. And I thought, well, Adrian's in the perfect spot to split carries 50-50 with Mark Ingram, because no way did I see coming out of the 3rd round Alvin Kamara. I had no idea, because I don't think New Orleans had any idea that was going to happen. And all Alvin Kamara did, we've had him on the show a couple times, was
win Rookie of the Year.
He was Offensive Rookie of the Year and made the Pro Bowl and led the NFL at 6.1 yards per carry. That's off the chart sensation.
They didn't know they had what Alvin Kamara could do until they got him in training camp.
Yeah.
And now they got him in training camp, and they're seeing what he does in training camp. They're seeing what he does in preseason games. Now all of a sudden, all those carries, those 15, 20 carries that you were anticipating giving Adrian Peterson, that's going to be Alvin's ball.
So you're gone. So after 4 games, Adrian Peterson, first ballot Hall of Famer, gets shipped to Arizona for a 6th-round pick? Seriously? First ballot Hall of Famer for a 6th-round pick. It has come to that for him in his career.
Well, his pride got in the way because he could have stayed in Minnesota for $6 million, Skip.
Okay,
Think about what Minnesota went last year to the NFC Championship game. He could have stayed there for half of his salary.
Okay.
But that's not what he – no.
Would he be there right here, right now? I think not.
Probably, maybe not. Who knows? And maybe they don't have the season that they had last year. But I'm just saying is that Adrian only saw himself as the guy that rushed for 2,097. He sees himself as the best running back of his generation, which he is, no doubt. Skip.
Okay.
There's no
Is he better right now than Dalvin Cook or Latavius Murray?
No.
He is not.
No.
He's not better than either one of them. But to your point, he goes first game at Arizona. He goes for 134 and 2 touchdowns. Pretty good.
Yeah.
That looked like a glimpse of the old AP.
Yes.
And then 3 games later, it was the 3rd game in Arizona, he goes 37 carries at San Francisco for 159. That's big time. But you talk about shooting the gun. That was about it, man. That was about all you got left, right? He emptied the tank. So in his 4 other games for the Arizona Cardinals, he goes for 21 yards, 29 yards, 26 yards, and finally 20 carries for 79 yards. That's an average of 2.3 yards a carry. That's pretty shaky. That's bottom of the barrel. And he hurt his neck and went on IR. And I guess back to Jenny's question about surprised, I'm surprised that he's even still afloat enough that he could now become a backup insurance policy in Washington. And to your point, he's now running about 3rd string behind a Rob Kelly, who was undrafted out of Tulane, and Chris Thompson is their starting sort of 3rd down back. And he was a 5th-round pick. And Samaje Perine, former favorite player of mine at University of Oklahoma, but he was a 4th-round pick. These are not Adrian Peterson. Right. He was the 7th overall pick in the draft. And then you mentioned Capri Bibbs. He was undrafted, and Byron Marshall's still on the roster, undrafted. That's it. So you're fighting for a spot with those guys. It's just kind of shameful. It's like, really? You would let it come to this for you, Adrian Peterson?
It's
Seriously?
hard, Skip. This guy's a professional football player. That's all he's ever done. That's all he wanted to do. And for the most part, when you feel you still have something to offer and someone's willing to give you that chance, it's hard for you to say no.
Yep.
Although we look and see that he's not the same guy, that's not what he sees.
Yep.
And that's the hardest thing. Getting in, if you are a good player, great player, getting in is the easy part. It's the getting out that gets hard.
It's
skill.
Hard at that position.
Because where do you go to hear that adulation again? And when he's MVP. Running backs, in today's game, Skip, is getting harder and harder for the running back to win that award because the quarterback keep putting up these gaudy numbers. They keep throwing for 4,000 plus yards, 30, 40 touchdowns with under 10 picks. So it's getting harder and harder for the running back. Adrian Peterson won the MVP at the running back position in a quarterback era. Yeah. We would agree that this is a very quarterback-friendly era.
Even though I thought Peyton should have won it that year.
Could have easily won.
Kind of a comeback award for Adrian, but go ahead.
And so he sees that, Skip. He's like, I'm a 5, 6, 7-time, all-pro. I've led the league in rushing. I've been an MVP. That's all he sees. He doesn't see a guy that's declining, that can't carry the ball 300, 350 times in a season because we're the last to see, because we're the closest to it.
Okay, so only 3 backs in the history of this league have gone for 1,000 yards past the age of 33, which Adrian is right now, and that's John Riggins. Did you play against John Riggins?
I didn't play against John Riggins, but I remember.
You're older than that.
What, Curtis Martin?
No, Franco Harris, Frank Gore.
Okay.
Okay, so those are three big-time backs. And does Adrian have that sort of potential because he's a weight room workout warrior? You would think so. But he's taking a beating, man. He's a high collision back.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of.
Even when he was at Oklahoma, he just looked for linebackers to run over. He played running back like he was a linebacker.
But it's hard for me to believe that in the time that now he did miss He missed 2 games and then he missed 15 games. But if you look at the amount since he's been in the league and the amount of carries that he has on his body, it's hard for me to believe that Franco in that same amount of time has those amount of carries on his body. Frank Gore has those amount of carries on his body. So it's different. As you mentioned, he's an impact, he's a collision running back. that takes something out of him. He's not like an Emmitt Smith. If you weren't getting a clean shot on Emmitt, you weren't getting a clean. Marcus Allen played 17 years. You weren't going to get a clean shot. There have been a lot of clean shots taken on Adrian Peterson. So can he get you 700 yards, Skip? I believe he can go get you probably 50, maybe 50 yards a game over the course of 16 games.
So if he unseats one Rob Kelly as the starting running back for the Washington Redskins, then I will stand corrected, because then that's fine. That's a great way to go out.
But would you be surprised if that happened?
I would be surprised, because the way
Rob
the Redskins,
Kelly.
Yeah, but the way they spoke about him yesterday, the way Jay Gruden spoke about him was like he's just an insurance policy. We're happy to have him on our roster.
Well, hell yeah,
just in case.
Jay Gruden talking about him like he Leroy Kelly.
Okay, well, that's true. Leroy Kelly's pretty good.
Even all.
Yeah, but Samaje Perine they like. He's just got a bad ankle right now.
But he can't stay healthy, Skip. He was nicked last year, remember?
Yeah, but if he gets healthy, I think they like him more than they're going to like Adrian Peterson.
Wasn't he nicked in college some too?
He's another weight room warrior.
Yeah.
He can lift the whole weight room, but he runs into people.
Skip, the ball don't weigh that much. All that lifting, all them weights, the ball is, I don't need all them weight lifting. And I need you to be, there are a lot of, because I've seen guys.
Yeah.
Ooh, diesel. And to get on the field and get driven like a scooter. So, no, I need him healthy on the field. And so if Adrian Peterson were to unseat Rob Kelly, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Okay. We'll see. But it doesn't feel like that's going to happen.
That's one of your OU guys.
Well, I know. Who? Samaje?
No,
why
yes,
Adrian? Oh, yeah. No, I know. Although he went for a lot of, as John Madden used to say, none-yard games at OU, where
Sam Bradford held him back.
Yeah, but it's what you have to do with Adrian, you have to give him the ball like 35 times.
He's a bell cow.
Because twice in the 35, he'll get loose.
Right.
But they're going to be about 10 or 12 none-yard runs.
But most of those guys, Skip, the guys that carry the ball, the bell cow backs, they're rhythm runners. So you can't just give them like 8, 10 carries and say, okay, that's a call of the day. They need 20, 25, 30 carries in order to find that rhythm, and that's what they do. You might stuff them. They might have 10 carries for 15 yards, but they're going to have 2 of those for a 35-yard touchdown and a 60-yard gain.
But then there's an Ezekiel Elliott. Just give it to him.
Oh, my
goodness.
Why you work that in there?
Wait a second. Just give it to him maybe 15 times, and about 7 times he's going to get loose.
Really,
Because he's got speed.
Well, if Adrian Peterson would have had those 3 guys, there's no question in my mind he's rushing for 2,600.
Which 3 guys?
Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, and Zach Martin. You give him those 3 guys, he's got 2,600 in him.
Travis Frederick's got a stinger.
He didn't have it. He didn't have it Zeke's rookie year.
No.
I can't believe you brought up Ezekiel.
He
We're
always-
not talking about
He's
him
like
right
in this
now.
other league.
No mercy.
Andrew Luck was back on the field in Indianapolis last night for the first time in nearly 20 months. He played for most of the first half and threw a terrible interception. He also was sacked by Terrell Suggs and said he was happy to get hit. Luck added, quote, "I landed on my right elbow and didn't feel anything. That's a big deal for me." Here's more from the Colts quarterback last night.
Yeah, I think we were just sloppy a little bit, and penalties hurt, and getting stuck in some 3rd and longs hurt. We did not run the ball as well as I think we would have liked, and that 1st and 2nd down passing game was not as positive as you'd like. So I don't think it's very complicated. It is pretty simple, and we've got some stuff to work on. I'm very, very encouraged, both. One, by how I feel. I feel great, which is it makes me happy. But then 2, the attitude of the guys, and then going out and playing football.
Shannon, what was your takeaway from Luck's performance?
My takeaway is he's been shopping at Cabela's again with that shirt on.
Not a good look. Not a good look.
Uh-oh, Jenny says not a good look. Uh-oh.
Skip, Jenny, to answer your question, he looked rusty. And he looked like he tried to force. Skip, he's been as good as he's been in his first couple of years, getting to the playoffs, winning a division, getting to the divisional round, getting to the championship game. He's always been a turnover machine. And when your defense, okay, if that's what we call them, the 11 guys that go out there on the field, Skip, to try to stop the opposing team's offense, those 11 guys for the Colts, that unit has not been very good. So Andrew Luck can ill afford to put them on the field any more than they have to be out there. And he forced a throw last night. I'm watching it, and I still don't know why or where he was trying to throw that ball to.
I have no idea. It's like he went blind and just sort of flung it in the middle of the field.
I'm like, dude, for real?
What? Both his receivers had run out of bounds.
Well, he got pushed out of bounds. Hats everywhere. I thought it was at a
I don't know.
It wasn't. No,
What are
it
you
was
doing?
bad.
It was not a good look.
It was bad.
What are you doing?
I'm like,
Andrew?
dude.
What are you doing?
Even his own guy, he turns around like, well, who you throwing that to?
He acknowledged it.
But how about this, Skip? He's been out of the game. He missed in all of last year. He didn't really throw a football. So he's been away from the game, 15, 16 months. So I believe he's rusty. Can he get back to where he was once? I believe he can, but he's been a turnover machine in college. So what are the hard habits to break, Skip? At that position, when you come into the league, is taking care of the football. Guys that normally take care of the football in college, they take care of it when they come to the league. Guys that give it away in college, they normally give it away in the league. And that's where Andrew Luck is. He's rusty. Like he said, he was glad to, take some shots, land on his arm, and get up and not be injured. But the Colts didn't look good. I was very unimpressed. I was very impressed with Adam Vinatieri because he saved the guy's legacy. 45 years old, saved the guy's legacy in the first 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, he saved the legacy, Skip. You know it, too. Truth be told.
The guy who completed like 5 straight passes.
Did you see the
to set
kick
up?
last night?
I
How
saw
many
it.
of those has he made to save somebody's bones?
Well, that
How
was
many?
from 57 last
which is a
night?
career long.
So how many 57s did he hit to win Super Bowls?
He hit a 49.
Okay, well that's almost 10 yards less.
No. The length is unimportant. It's the stage. I've seen guys kick them 70 yards in practice and then shank them 30 and 40 yards in the game.
Well, how did Tom Brady keep winning Super Bowls without Adam Vinatieri?
Oh, Gostkowski.
So there's another one.
Yeah,
so he's the GOAT.
No.
Goskowski's the GOAT? Is that what you're
Vinatieri.
saying? I don't know.
Mm.
Okay,
Vinatieri.
he's the GOAT. Okay.
Vinatieri saved his legacy twice. You know it does, Skip. Now tell the truth.
So enough of this nonsense. Back to Andrew Luck. I still cannot get over Andrew Luck's demeanor during and after these comeback preseason games because he strikes me as like some nerdy fan who won a contest to be the Colts quarterback for the night, right? Like I got to play quarterback for the Colts tonight. Are you believing it? It was incredible. This was crazy, but I got sacked by Terrell Suggs, and I got up. I got up from it. It was unbelievable. I want him to break into like Ebenezer Scrooge on Christmas morning where he's seen the ghost of Christmas past. He says, I've seen the light. I'm happy now. Nothing matters in life. It doesn't matter whether we win or lose. I'm just happy, right? That's sort of the new Andrew Luck. I mean,
that's him. That's always been him.
No, it has not. It
Yes.
has not always been him. I'd like to see him locked in, serious, like I got a lot to prove. Let's see what we can do here. I don't get any of that, and you can look this up because I was on record before Andrew Luck's draft, which was a 2012 draft. I said, too many turnovers. He forces the ball too often. I never loved, you can look it up. I was on record. I did not love his poise and cool under fire. I never loved his feel for playing the position of quarterback because he's one of those great kids. No doubt he's a great young man who wants to run through a brick wall for his coach or throw it through a brick wall to a receiver who's triple covered.
Or run through a brick wall for his teammates to show that I'm with you guys.
Okay, so again and again, he will try to force the issue by doing one of two things. He'll either hold the ball too long in the pocket and get rocked and fumble it, or he'll wait and say, it's not there, but I'm going to try it anyway. And you know what happens in this league when you try that? It gets picked off. So what's happened over his years in the league? You talked about turnover machine. In total turnovers, he's third in the league over his span of time to Eli and Phillip Rivers. Turnover machine. And too often, and it struck me last night, what was his comment after the game about the Suggs sack? He said, we loved what we had called, but to make it happen, he said, to get to the home run, you got to sort of hold on to the ball. That's how Suggs got to him because he said, I'm waiting for the deep route.
Right.
Well, how many times have we seen that with Andrew Luck?
Right.
Well, there are times you just can't wait, especially when that guy's blowing around the corner, right?
And given the status of your offensive line, you might need to not worry so much about the home run ball and take what you can get. Because you do not want that guy hitting, or any guy hitting your quarterback unimpeded. The guy didn't even get a hand on Suggs.
Well, the Costanza, the left tackle, didn't play last night, and he didn't have T.Y. Hilton, so it's probably not the best idea. But to your point, he's trying to win one for the gift Skipper, win one for his teammates, say, I'm back, watch this, I can make this happen. Trying to live up to the sort of the Peyton mystique and the house that Peyton built. You just can't do it, man. You just can't do it. It's hard. And I'm not sure he's ever going to be able to live back up to what he was in flashes, just in glimpses, because they did get to the Deflategate championship game.
But the thing is, Skip, what Peyton did is that he made Mr. Irsay thought it was easy.
Yep.
He thought that I can just get me another number one draft pick at the quarterback position, and what Peyton did, we can do it again. It wasn't easy. What Bill Polian and Peyton Manning was able to pull off year after year after year after year.
In the regular season.
In the regular season. Skip, it's not easy.
Nope.
I mean,
you keep going 13-3 and you got the 1 or 2 seed?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty great.
But like he said, Jim Irsay said, Star Wars numbers and making it to the playoffs are good. I want more of these.
Okay.
I guarantee he would gladly take an appearance in the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Or the next year for that matter.
Yep.
But Andrew Luck is going to have to learn, know when the journey's over, get rid of that football. I understand that you want the home run ball, but you don't want to be taking those shots. And secondly, Skip, you can't force it. Your defense isn't that good that you can force the ball. There are situations like, normally, and I get it, it's hard to play that way because is that your defense really struggles to stop people. Do I really want to turn this ball over? But that's not in him. That's not how he's made up. He's made to take risks and then put his defense in. And next thing you know, they're down 14. They're down. You're like, what happened?
Yep.
Well, you turned the ball over and your defense is struggling anyway. That's what happened.
That's correct. So what game do you look back on as the greatest game Andrew Luck ever played? What is the essence of Andrew Luck, for better or for worse? It was that home playoff game against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And what happened? They fall behind 31-10 at halftime and 38-10 in the third quarter. Why?
He
threw picks. He threw 3 interceptions, and the third one got them into a 38-10 hole. And then here he came.
Yep.
And he got a hot hand, and they started rolling, and Kansas City started getting injured, and they lost both their pass rushers, and they lost 2 of their running backs. And all of a sudden, Alex Smith started coming apart or turning back into Alex Smith, and you know the rest of the story. 45-44 Andrew Luck. Well, that's the best and the worst of Andrew Luck, and I think that's kind of who he is and will always be at his best.
Well, you're not going to say he's a little rusty, right? After like 16, 17 months of not playing the position, Skip, he got to be a little rusty.
Can he be a little rusty, though?
I mean, let me ask you a question. If you didn't read or write anything for 16 months, 17, 18 months, you think you can come out there and write a Pulitzer Prize winning?
Yeah.
You couldn't see that. You stop.
What do they say? Use it or lose it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's no way. If you took a break from this
Yes.
for 596
If I took a break from this,
days, you'd come back and you'd be just as good as you were.
I bust him up. He ain't got to take a day off.
I don't believe that.
I bust him up every day. I don't want to. Don't you?
Season.
No, we don't believe that. Jen and I don't believe that.
I could take 596 days off, and you could work every one of those days, and I could walk back in here blindfolded with both my hands tied behind my back and just debate you under the table.
No way.
With no research.
No
research.
Oh, no.
No
no.
notes.
Oh,
No notes.
No
Oh,
pen.
no. That's me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's
Steve
confident.
and I have been cooking up this thing. We got stuff in the burner.
Well, that's what I say. You and, Steve owns the Heisman Trophy.
Okay.
No mercy.
Well, we know that Baker Mayfield will not be starting in that preseason game on Thursday night on Fox. Hugh Jackson has been asked over and over again whether Baker will get some playing time with the starters, and he appears to be sick and tired of answering the question. Take a listen.
Will you have Baker take any first-team reps in training camp?
No.
Or will you keep it?
No. Everybody's asked me that a ton of times. Why? And I'm going to tell you the reason why. We are learning a new system, and I think Tyrod needs every rep that he can get with the ones. I think Baker's doing outstanding with the twos. If something happens and we need to put him there, we will. Right now, that hasn't happened.
Shannon, do you agree with the approach? A lot of no.
I do, and his name is Tyrod. That's what his mom said, not Tyrod. But anyway.
But then, I don't know. Then I thought his dad said it was Tyrod. I don't know.
But anyway, Skip, no, I do believe Hugh Jackson is making the right decision. And it's because here's the thing, Skip, if he were to waffle, say, I'm thinking about giving Baker, 3 or 4 series with the number ones. He starts to waffle, then that leaves the opening. He's already shut this down. You spent a second-round pick to acquire Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor is a Pro Bowl, playoff leading team quarterback. And he's done nothing. Baker's played well. Had Tyrod Taylor stepped off a cliff, got no problem. Put him in there.
Well, let's hope he doesn't step off a cliff.
Hey, he's given me no reason that I can see with my eyes. I got good TV, brand new, and just got it the other day. Got it because it had Netflix capabilities.
So you got it because I got it.
No, I got mine before you got yours.
No,
Skip.
I think I got mine first.
No. But anyway, from what I've seen, Tyrod Taylor has done nothing to let Baker Mayfield surpass him to be the number one quarterback. And I get the angst that he's the number one pick, just put him in there. But Hugh Jackson is 1-31 in 32 games as the Cleveland Browns head coach. He feels that Tyrod gives him the best chance to win games early and to maintain his job. And from what I've seen in the preseason, Tyrod Taylor has done nothing to dissuade or to move Hugh Jackson off that belief.
You finished? Because I'm ready to start.
Take OU out of the equation.
I'm ready to unleash because I have a message for all the great, long-suffering Cleveland Browns fans out in our audience right now. No. This is so wrong, and you know it's wrong. Cleveland fans, do not let Hugh Jackson get away with this. Don't let him buy another year of job security by saying that he's going to put Baker Mayfield on ice until he's learned so that he can be ready. Baloney, he's ready now.
No, he's not.
He's better than Tyrod or whatever his name is now. The Cleveland Browns are on the verge now.
A verge of what?
Baker, they're on the verge of pulling off a bunch of upsets, especially over the Baltimore Ravens, thanks to Joe Flacco as their starting quarterback. They got a chance to make a big splash in this division. They got a kid who I told you before the draft, he should be the number one pick, and they were smart enough, or at least John Dorsey, the new GM, was smart enough to take him number one overall because Baker Mayfield is the most NFL ready of all these young quarterbacks because he played in a highly sophisticated, complex Lincoln Riley offense at the University of Oklahoma. Jenny was there. Jenny knows. Baker Mayfield has high football IQ. Baker Mayfield is much more a student of the game than Johnny Manziel ever dreamed about being.
I agree with that.
Baker Mayfield will get the hang of this offense quickly, yet Hugh Jackson is saying it's a new system for Tyrod. So we need Tyrod to run with the ones so that he can learn the system and be ready for week one. Why? Because clearly Hugh Jackson wants to just buy a year because his clock will be turned off. If Baker Mayfield is on ice, nobody will put...
Yes, they will.
No, they will not put Hugh Jackson back on the hot seat until next September when the clock will start ticking when the Baker Mayfield era begins.
You know if what transpires this year happens, if last year happens this year, Hugh Jackson's not going to make it to the end of the season.
You got the honeymoon year of Baker Mayfield on ice
but you spent
while he learns. Learns what?
You spent a second-round draft pick on Tyrod.
Okay.
What do you do with that?
But you did that before you were able to draft Baker Mayfield, before you decided to draft Baker Mayfield, before you got Baker in camp and you could just see it in Hard Knocks, which comes on again tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern time, I think it is. That you can just see Baker Mayfield is taking over Hard Knocks. He's taking over the team. He's going to be the face of this franchise. He's ready to assume control, to take the reins. I have nothing but respect for Tyrod. It's not about Tyrod. It's about Baker Mayfield. His electricity, his body language, his swagger, it's just infectious. You can just see it. The kids around him are just, they're inspired by just his mere presence.
Let's just say, for the sake of argument, on Thursday night, this is the game that everybody's the third preseason game. Everybody script their plays, the first 15. They script offense, they script their defense to try to stop the opposing team. Tyrod Taylor comes out there, he goes, say, 15, 25, 215, 220, 2 touchdowns. You still think?
Okay, Baker Mayfield has to run with the 2s and 3s, right?
Right.
I'd like to see Baker just one time get a shot with the ones, just to see what would happen, because I think great would happen.
He'll get that shot.
What are the Buffalo Bills going to do this weekend? They're going to start Josh Allen in the third dress rehearsal
and why?
game.
Why? Because McCarron, you know,
I don't know.
You do know why? Because
they see the future in Josh Allen.
No.
So they're saying, let's just see what happens if we throw the kid into the fire.
Because A.J. McCarron got a small crack in his collarbone.
But now they're saying he doesn't have a crack in his collarbone.
Well, he went and got a second opinion.
He's practicing.
Maybe it's close to Toronto, so he getting a second opinion like Kawhi.
Like Kawhi?
Yeah, he got a second opinion.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
He got a second opinion.
Oh, well, then he'll just quit.
No, he ain't gonna quit.
So,
but stop it. Now, you need to stop playing talking about Josh Allen starting. You're going to compare A.J. McCarron to Tyrod.
Just do it. You spent the first overall pick in the draft. Just go with it. I promise you, he is the Pied Piper. Hugh Jackson raved about his pro day workout at Oklahoma because all the kids in the locker room were just inspired. They want to play for it. They want to show out for Baker Mayfield. It's just it's what he's got. He's the walk-on at Texas Tech who just took over the team and took over the job. He walked on at OU and he just took over the program. Mm-hmm. They had an incumbent starting quarterback.
Right.
Trevor Knight had just lit up Nick Saban in the Sugar Bowl.
Sam Darnold's workout was equally to, or if not more impressive than Baker
Mayfield
in the range.
Why didn't they take him?
Skip. Okay, they didn't take him. You talking about the impressive workout, but Sam Darnold is about who's starting week 3 in the preseason for the Jets.
I say
Sam Darnold.
Good luck to the Jets. I already told you, good luck.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of that Andrew Luck in him. I'll run through the brick wall for you. I'm going to try hard, Coach.
He will force the ball.
I will force
But on Tyrod, hold it down, Tyrod.
Yeah. Okay. Hold it down for what? Where are you going with Tyrod?
Going to the playoffs.
Where are you going? Oh, really? You're going to the playoffs? You want to bet on that?
No, I'm saying that's what the goal is. I think anything, they win 6 games this year, considering that they won 1 game in the past 2 years. You win 6 or 7 games, you're headed in the right direction, Skip. They will be better.
I'm eye testing this. I'm just sitting watching TV. Baker's arm is much liver than Tyrod's. Tyrod's got a little below average arm. It's kind of a soft arm.
I think
it's accurate, but it's soft. And again, Tyrod can move around, but so can Baker. In fact, I've been pleasantly surprised by how Baker's moving around in the pocket and buying time. And he's running for first downs. He's probably not quite as fast as Tyrod, but I think his quickness is right there with Tyrod's.
Tyrod Taylor's played well enough not to lose his job, Skip Bayless.
Where are you going with it? What are you trying to prove?
I'm trying to prove that I'm trying to win games.
Are you trying to let Baker learn? Learn
No.
what?
No.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get Tyrod Taylor ready for the regular season. That's what I'm trying to do.
To go where and do what?
To win games.
What are you going to accomplish?
To win games.
To win games?
I believe early on Tyrod Taylor would win me more games than Baker. I do believe that.
He will not.
I disagree with you.
Baker Mayfield takes over the whole field when he comes out, even with the twos. He's lifting twos up to where they're playing like ones.
He ain't do it against Iowa State.
What?
Lift the twos up.
He had a bad game?
Okay, then.
You know what? Everybody has a bad game. Is that all you got?
No, I'm
One
just
bad
saying.
game?
Tyrod.
He also led the nation in QBR the last 2 years. That's hard to do. It's just hard.
All I know is that old Nick Saban did. What did he do against Georgia?
He got hurt.
Tua threw for more touchdowns against Georgia.
Baker Mayfield threw for 200 yards in the first half against Roquan Smith's Georgia defense, and then he got banged up in the third quarter, and he wasn't the same anymore.
So
Simple as that.
Can you imagine if he'd played St. Nick?
Hey, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because it would have been Torch City. Because you know what happened? Listen, Trevor Knight lit up Nick Saban. He lit him up. He threw for like 400 yards in the Sugar Bowl.
If we're not playing for the national championship, it don't concern us.
How did you become a we? Did you graduate from Alabama?
Hold on, talk about Skip. That's unimportant.
Oh.
All I'm saying,
Did you grow up in Alabama?
Alabama. Okay, how about
in
this?
Georgia.
Alabama.
Yeah.
If you're not playing for the national championship, kind of loses its luster. They didn't go to the SEC championship, kind of loses its luster.
What did Charlie Weiss, the great Charlie Weiss who coached Tom Brady in his infancy with the Patriots, he came in the day after the national semifinal game at the Rose Bowl, and he sat right here, and what did he tell you? I want that kid. I want that kid right there.
But he didn't know he was going to be backing up Tyrod Taylor.
Oh, he didn't? Oh, then he said, no, then he would have said, I want Tyrod.
Yeah, no, he said, I want Baker, but I want him to learn under Tyrod.
Learn under Tyrod? You don't believe that for a second.
Tyrod's a great mentor.
Yeah.
You see how he got his own workout thing? Taught Baker Mayfield how to come in and get his own workout program, right, Skip Bayless?
Yep.
That's what you need. You need a guy that understands that there's more to quarterback into throwing the football.
Baker's a late night film studier.
No,
He stays up late.
Okay.
Speaking of coming in earlier, but all this is helping him. We have to remember the fact that he's not starting just fuels him more.
Right.
He loves it.
And by the way, if he's not starting, and I know he's saying all the right things right now, you know and I know he will make some waves quietly.
He ain't making no wave.
Yep.
Ain't no wave.
He will.
Nah.
Yep.
Lake Erie don't have no waves going on right now.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then. Have a good day.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.